A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a striking warning, Kaja Kallas, the European Union's top diplomat, has cautioned against any pressure on Ukraine to concede territories to Russia as part of a future peace agreement. In her first interview with UK media since EU leaders engaged in peace talks with Ukraine, Kallas expressed serious concerns about the implications of allowing Russia to retain Ukrainian land, labeling it a trap set by President Vladimir Putin. The ongoing conflict, which has seen the Donbass region in eastern Ukraine become a focal point of military aggression, has displaced approximately 1.5 million Ukrainians over the past decade. Ukraine has consistently rejected any notion of ceding Donbass to the Kremlin in exchange for peace, despite remarks from former President Donald Trump advocating forced swapping of territories. Kallas, who has found herself on the Kremlin's wanted list, emphasized the need for credible and robust security guarantees for Ukraine, highlighting the importance of a strong Ukrainian army as the most effective deterrent against further aggression. She acknowledged that concrete steps towards establishing a deterrent force are still lacking at this stage in negotiations, asserting that it is up to the member states of the coalition of the willing to determine their contributions. The recent gathering of key EU leaders, including those from France, Germany, Italy, and Finland, alongside Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, at the White House has sparked discussions about the future of peace talks. However, Kallas criticized the outcomes of the recent summit in Alaska, where she claimed that Putin received everything he wanted, including a lack of new sanctions against Russia. Putin is just laughing, not stopping the killing but increasing the killing, she stated, pointing out that Russia has made no concessions despite being the aggressor in the conflict. The EU's response has been to implement the 19th package of sanctions aimed at pressuring the Russian leader into negotiations. Meanwhile, Trump has set a 2-week deadline for assessing the viability of peace talks, suggesting that a different approach may be necessary if progress is not made. Zelensky, however, has expressed skepticism regarding Putin's willingness to meet, stating that current signals from Russia indicate a reluctance to engage in meaningful discussions. He has called for clarity on security guarantees from Western allies within a week to 10 days, emphasizing the need for a clear understanding of each country's commitments in the event of further aggression. The situation escalated recently with a significant air attack by Russia, which struck 11 locations in Ukraine, resulting in casualties and injuries. European leaders have echoed concerns about Putin's unwillingness to negotiate, with Finnish President Alexander Stubb and French President Emmanuel Macron expressing doubts about his trustworthiness. Zelensky remains open to meeting Putin in any format, yet he notes the absence of any indication from Moscow of a genuine intent to engage in substantive negotiations. Potential locations for future talks, including Geneva, Istanbul, and Budapest, have been proposed, but the path to bilateral discussions appears fraught with challenges. The recent meetings in Alaska and Washington, while ceremonious, yielded little in terms of concrete progress, with Ukraine's leadership contesting the American proposals that seemingly favor Russian territorial claims. The ongoing war continues to inflict significant damage, with Ukraine retaliating against Russian infrastructure supporting the war effort. Long-range strikes have targeted oil refineries and supply lines, including the Druzhba oil pipeline, which is critical for several European nations. As tensions rise and the humanitarian crisis deepens, the international community watches closely, hoping for a resolution that respects Ukraine's sovereignty while addressing the complexities of the ongoing conflict. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.